I'm going to show you guys how you can make some quick, easy, and delicious flautas. We're going to be making these flautas with ground beef. So in my pan, I'm just going to add some oil. And I'm going to add 2 pounds of ground beef. You guys can also do this recipe with chicken or ground turkey. But I'm just going to mix my meat. I'm going to break my meat down and let it cook. And at this point, my meat is cooking really well. But I'm going to add in my seasoning, which are a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of Mexican oregano. And I'm just going to mix that together. And at this point, my meat is done. I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of tomato paste. And this is so the meat won't be dry, it'll be moist. But I'm just going to add about a tablespoon and a half of water. And I'm just going to stir everything together. And at this point, my meat is done and my eye is off, but this is how the meat looks. I just removed it from the eye. And in my glass bowl, here I have 2 small potatoes, or you can use 1 large potato. And I just boiled my potatoes. I cut them into cubes. And I'm just going to smash them. You can smash them with a fork or your potato masher, or you can even use a glass. But I'm just going to mash my potatoes. And this method was really easy. But I'm just going to mash them as if we're making mashed potatoes. But this is how the potatoes look once I'm done. And at this point, I'm just going to add all of my meat into the potato mixture. And this is just so that when we put together the flautas, that everything sticks in there and like the ground beef won't fall out. But yeah, the potato mixture is just going to help the ground beef stay inside the tortilla. But I'm just going to mix this up really good, and this is how it looks. And I'm also going to go in with 1.5 cups of Kobe Jack cheese. You guys can use any cheese that you want. You can use Mexican melting cheese. You can use mozzarella cheese, Chihuahua cheese. But I'm just going to mix the cheese into the meat. And I'm just going to set my meat to the side. I'm going to make a paste for the flautas. I'm just going to do equal parts of flour and water. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of flour. I just used all-purpose flour. And I'm just going to add 3 tablespoons of water. And I'm just going to mix in a mixture. And like I said, this is just to help the flautas to close instead of using a toothpick. Some people use toothpicks, but this is just an easier way. But I'm just going to mix it until there's no lumps and it's just smooth. Here I have some flour tortillas. You guys can use any tortillas that you want. You can use corn. I'm just going to add my filling into my tortilla. I'm just going to roll it. And when I get to the end, I'm just going to add on the flour paste that I made. And I'm just going to seal the flauta off. And during the frying process, it's going to stay sealed the whole time. But one taquito down, or one flauta down, I'm going to add it to the pan. And I'm going to continue to do the rest of the remaining tortillas. And I made 20. And these are actually large. Or not large. They're actually like medium-sized tortillas compared to the smaller size tortillas that you make flautas or taquitos with. But yeah, I'm just going to apply the paste. But these were so delicious. But I'm just going to continue the process. And if you guys use smaller tortillas, then you can have then you'll be able to make more than 20 flautas or taquitos. But yeah, flautas are flour tortillas and corn are taquitos. But that's just the difference between flautas and taquitos, if anyone was wondering. But I'm just going to make sure that the filling is equal. I'm just going to roll it and add some of the flour mixture paste. Once I'm done, this is how my flautas came out. I made 20 of them, like I said, but I just have my oil heating up, and it's been heating up, and I'm just going to lay my flautas into my oil where we sealed the tortilla at. I'm just going to add them into my frying oil. And I was trying to see if that one could fit, but yeah, it could. So I'm just going to place it in there. And it has been cooking for about a minute and a half. And I'm just going to flip them. But once it gets golden brown, then that's how you know they're ready to flip over or they're done. They're ready to take out. But I'm just going to flip it over and let that other side get golden brown as well. And once these are done, I'm just going to place them on a napkin and remove any of the excess oil. And I'm just going to continue with the rest of the flautas. I'm just going to do the same process that I did with the first batch. I'm going to add in my flautas. I'm going to let them fry until they're golden brown. And you don't need a lot of oil when you're frying your flautas, because you're not deep frying them. So I just added a little bit of oil about until they're halfway to touching the tortilla or the flauta. But yeah, you guys don't need a lot of oil. But once my flautas are done, I'm just going to remove them and get rid of the excess oil, because we don't need that. But this is how they look once I fried all of them. And they smell delicious at this point. And this is how they look inside. But I'm just going to add my flautas to my plate along with some frijoles and some Mexican rice. And I'm going to top my flautas off with some homemade salsa. And I'm just going to add this onto my flauta. And and you guys can add as much as you want. And I'm also going to be adding some lettuce to my flautas as well. You guys can add any kind of toppings that you like. You can add pico de gallo, some avocado. But yeah, and I'm also going to be using some sour cream. And these came out so delicious. You guys need to try this recipe. I hope you guys try this recipe. Make sure you guys share this video with your family and friends. Make sure you guys are subscribed to me. Give me a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Adios.